Welcome to The End is
Sigh.
a big sigh indeed. It is another week for us. We're here to entertain you while you do your chores and all your stuff, and we'll do what we usually do, Nate. And what is that?
We talk about movies and we bullshit most of the time.
That's true. That's our new motto. Let's put that on. We'll get merch, and it's movies and bullshit, which actually isn't too bad of a tagline for a podcast. Yeah. I feel like that could actually apply to many podcasts.
Yeah.
But we are a movie review podcast. Every other episode, we will do the themes that we found within them. So next week, we'll do the themes we found in the movie this week, which is, Nate, it's a your pick. What is it this week we're talking about?
It is 2012's Chronicle.
It sure is. The found footage itself. And we'll get to that a little bit. But, before that, we like to kind of talk about what we did in the meantime and how we made meaning out of it. And this week, Nate and I have a shared one.
Yeah, we saw thousands of people. They all came to see us, right?
Yeah, we were getting stopped in the aisles and people were hugging us and saying, "You've made such a difference in my life. I named my child Cy." And we're like, damn, that's cool. But yes, we did this at FanExpo Denver.
Exactly. But no, we did not get hugs or children named after us by any means.
No.
It was just us as bystanders enjoying the other people that entertain everyone else.
It's true. Real entertainers, but also all the cosplayers. And then, it's like those cons, and we've talked about in the past, those cons are a real mixed bag of human beings. There's a lot of good, and there's a lot of what the fucks. So
you get people that if you go to panels, they feel like it's their moment to finally break through and be the center of attention, but it's not about them.
Dude, that I have that as like something I really wanted to address because it was so bad at this one. And I feel like in the past, we've come back and talked about these, or at least talked about it, and we're like, guys, we don't want to talk anybody out of a fan expo. Like, it's a great experience. Go do it. But just be prepared to deal with some of the, not the worst of humanity, because that would be like murderers and Hitlers and shit, right? But like, just some of the most awkward of humanity that is like, it's my show too,
You go there and expect the people that don't understand social cues or anything like that.
Yeah.
They don't get out often. They don't talk a lot, maybe. And it's one of those where I'm glad they're there supporting the artist and all that. Yeah. It's hard to get away from that stuff. That's why I could never imagine if we ever had a live show. I'd love to see how you would react to a possible fan.
Like Sin? I think Sin's like, I've got a question. I've got a question.
Yeah.
And so this is how I would deal with that in person. Because if you've heard the podcast and you came in, sure, there might be newbies, right? But like, I'd be like, what the fuck kind of question is that? Like, there's the ending part of The Girl Next Door. When the director guy's like up there kind of talking, the audience is like, shut the fuck up when somebody asks him a question and he just moves on to the next one. I feel like that would be the vibe I give out. But in love,
do you feel like you would just maybe sit up there and like, no, just no to some of the questions? Like a certain panel you went to?
Like if somebody asked a question, I just said one word responses?
Yeah.
No. That was me doing it right there. No, I wouldn't do that. I talk too much to give like a one-word answer. I'd always have to add like context or like justify it. Unless it was just so egregiously dumb that you're like, that doesn't justify anything. Why? Is there a particular example you had in mind?
Yeah, like if someone came up to you and they, we had our own panel about our podcast and someone's like, hey, how do you make a pizza?
No, we're not talking about that. Is that what it would be?
I mean, I don't know. You had the X-Files panel.
Well, that was the story. Is that what you were leading me into? Okay,
yeah.
So I was going to talk about this one. So this guy, first question. He's probably middle, I don't know, 20s, 30s, just average white guy. And he was up there. God damn it, I have to back up a second. So we set the stage. We've got the X-Files panel, right? So it's Gillian Anderson, David Duchovny, and Robert Patrick, Jesus. And then like 4 or so other people up on stage. So it's about X-Files. It's all these guys. It's a crazy great reunion set, you know. And his first question is, so this is for Jillian. In this other show, I'm not even going to spoil this. Is how bad the spoiler was. He talked about another show she was on and the finale of the show and what she thought happened after it. And everybody in the audience started groaning because you're like, hey, you're doing spoilers. And so then he asks her, like, what do you think happened? And the other lady on the panel, I wish I had her name handy. She was like, did you just ask Jillian a question about a different show on the X-Files panel? And then everybody just like kind of laughed him. And then they didn't answer his question. He just had to go sit his ass down. And you're like, what would you possibly think that's okay? This isn't Gillian Anderson's panel. This isn't just about her life. This is literally the X-Files group. It's so ridiculous. So I guess to your point, like if they came up and said, hey, so that episode of, I don't know, The Weekly Planet, what did you think about his skit on this? And you'd be like, what about our fucking podcast? All right. Like you have to take it with like, they kind of smiled and Jillian was like, the most she gave was, I don't know. So I'm not going to answer that anyway. Like she just kind of like offhand after everybody laughed and like kind of shamed the guy out of his spot. But so I went with Kat to the X-Files because you didn't care to watch that panel. And
nope.
So we sat like second row off to the side, but to our left was a guy and his wife, and she never looked up for her phone. She was playing like Candy Crush. She never looked up from her phone as he started to interject to our conversation. I could be like, hey, Kat, so where do you think we're going to go for dinner? I don't know if you heard that, but I whispered we're going for dinner. But then he would be like, so I heard there's, and you'd be like, dude, we are literally not talking to you. This is not your, but he did that through the whole thing. And to the point where we almost switched seats, like Kat and I, to be like, this is weird. But on my right, directly to my right now, was a chick that was like an X-Files stan. She had stickers printed out. She's like, oh, I'm handing out stickers because I'm so loud. This is my way of saying sorry. And it's like, just shut the fuck up. Just being loud is a choice. Being loud is an absolute choice. I'm stepping back because she talked like this. She just talked like this to everybody. Ha ha ha! Ah! And you're like,
yes, being loud is a choice, right, Todd? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It is so fucking ridiculous. And like, but then she would acknowledge it and then just keep doing it. And you're like, that's not how that works. If you were unaware of it and somebody told you, then you would be quiet. But you're aware of it and continue to do it. So that was a pocket experience of like 3 really bad things at a con. Luckily, that was only for an hour's time or whatever when we were in that panel. Outside of that, didn't really deal with it. You do get we didn't get too many bad questions at the sketch duel panels where it's 2 artists drawing a unique picture at the same time as they're answering questions. So luckily, we usually get them there.
Yeah, there is obviously some bad, but the good always outweigh the bad when we go to the con. Just between seeing all the different artists going through and talking to some of the artists in Artist Alley. And we talked to one guy. I wish I had his name on me right now. I don't.
We're not.
But he had a lot of good movie prints and stuff, that art he created himself. And the one piece that really grasped our attention to begin with was how many Christmas movies are in this art piece. And it was a really good job of, okay, let's look at this. It grabbed our attention, brought us in to where we actually saw more of his pieces and ended up buying some of these pieces.
Yeah, I got a Moon Knight on a black background. Did you get anything from this dude?
I mean, from the movie guy, yes. The Moon Knight that you're talking about is a different guy.
What? Did I buy something from the movie guy?
Yes, you did. Because we got the Matrix one where it's the reflection of the glasses of the blue pill and the red pill.
Oh, I got Kiefer Sutherland as David in Lost Boys. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a shot to the other guy. They both had really good pieces. I'm just, this is a Todd moment where it was both like black and white sketching, but it wasn't AI. And the one you're talking about, it was cool because he actually had, are you fumbling with something?
Mm-mm.
Is Sin under the table fucking with something? It's so loud.
I don't see her.
It sounds like you're like moving a notebook on the table. I bet she was fucking with something.
Probably.
Or anyway, I kept being like, it almost sounded like you were like flipping papers. I was like, what is I'm going to have to like edit this out. I don't want to do it. Okay. If you hear any shuffling, that's a rogue cat trying to dismantle us episode by episode. But anyway, what I was saying is, to your point on the sketch of the movies and stuff, that guy had a really good shtick. And I don't know, I guess shtick's about like a niche, right? He you could tell he put a lot of thought and meta and layers into his pieces. And it's like, you got to do that to stand out. And some of the best artists out there now at these cons have their own little touch of something unique. Like, I have some pieces that I got a number of years ago now, but bucket art, and they have like, Lord Vader sitting on the toilets reading Harry Potter, and you see Boba Fett or Han Solo and Carbonite sitting up on the wall like as his picture, and then you've got Boba Fett sitting there reading stuff, and it's so fun to have these like kind of meta takes on the franchises. And I will do a special call out to a guy named James Overstreet. He actually lives in Timnath, Colorado, and he paints basically like old retro video games and Ninja Turtles like as the action figures, and they look legit. And so those were really cool. But what was your favorite thing at this con? Like, what was your favorite booth?
Favorite booth at the con?
Or celebrity or whatever experience. I don't know, I'm just,
for us, I'd say probably getting the Hobbit signatures. So that was exciting, being able to add that to our Middle-earth map and getting a chance to talk to a few of them real quick. So we had to divide and conquer because it's 4 different lines. And
that's a lot.
Trying to wait in 4 different lines is a goddamn nightmare at a con.
Yep.
And so when we got there, my wife and I went to Elijah Wood's line. No, she went to Elijah Wood's line. I went to Sean Astin's line.
Okay.
And she got Elijah Wood's signature and then hopped into the line with me with Sean Astin. So I actually got a chance real quick to talk to him. And I just congratulated him on being the president of SAG-AFTRA because I feel like that's a big deal. And I love just his views and all of that. So he appreciated that.
That's awesome.
And then from there, we got Dominic
Monaghan.
Monaghan?
Yep. Because that's who I got my picture with him.
Ooh. Got a chance to talk to him about, soccer. He's a Manchester United fan, but talked about the World Cup, and he was just saying how New England will probably shit the bed like they usually do. So that was a good little conversation. And then our final was...
He was wearing the red shirt, right, for it?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And then our final one was Billy Boyd, to where got a chance to talk to him, and then also just complimented him on his band Bee Cake, saying I enjoy their sound, and he really appreciated that. And when we also talked to Sean Astin, he complimented Kat on her tattoo, so she really enjoyed that.
Wow, and she didn't tell anybody about this. She kept that a secret? Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, I'd be jealous I didn't get to go see Elijah Wood, but I guess you got to see 3 of them and got to have a good conversation with Sean. She got to see all 4 then, huh? Lucky her. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a pretty big one. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah. What about you?
I kind of teased that already. I did Dominic Monaghan, but I also did so it was him and Josh Holloway, because those are the Lost Boys. Not the Lost Boys from the 80s, but the Lost show, the, Handsome Devils, and it's Charlie and Sawyer, and it's just, man, the line was super stoked to get in pictures with them. So I was cool. I was happy to get that with them. And then I also got Jillian Anderson. I got a solo photo with her, my future wife, as we all know. And she still is funny and beautiful and smart as ever. So, just in case you were worried. But I will say what surprised me is my favorite moment of the con, and you and Kat just happened to be there when it happened.
It's perfect timing.
Yeah. Was I was showing my mom went to the con for the very first time. So mother, keep on the pod here. And we walked over to the autographs to kind of see who was out there. And before we even got to the con, she was talking about how she wanted to see Thomas Lennon from Reno 911, Lieutenant Dangle, new boot goofing. And we walk around the corner, and there he is in the Reno outfit, in the new boots, his short shorts. He was new boot goofing. He had his ass sticking out, and he had it was just great. And we walk up, and usually, you have to be way far away or you can't be in the line, but he was just walking out and fist bumping and talking to us and kind of doing character stuff with everybody standing there. And before I knew you guys were there, basically we were talking to him and trying to get a picture, and he was starting to like flirt, obviously, with my mother. And she was just giddy. She's like, oh my gosh. I was like, get a picture with him. And she's like, should I? I was like, mother, you're doing it. I'm going to go pay for it right now. So I walked over to like the handler, right? And then he just started, like, he did like the, let's make it romantic or whatever. And he got on one knee and leg back and like had his hands like on her shoulders. And he was like staring up at her and then like head from the side, like against her stomach, like looking out. And it was so great. She was just the smile on her face, like, and he just kept messing around. Like, it wasn't like a, great, we got it, leave. He just kept playing the shtick. And then I was like, mother, when she was doing this. And then after he does that, he gets up and he walks over to me and he fist bumps me and goes, you got a cool mom. And yeah, it was great.
Yeah, no, it was an incredible moment of him just being in character the full time. There was even a point where someone walked up, they had like a lightsaber, he pulled out his little baton and started like fighting with them and all that. Yep. So it was a great experience overall with him.
But yeah, I mean, that's otherwise, I mean, pretty good, pretty regular con, let's say that. But yeah, we did our part nerding out for you guys, and yeah, that's it for the meeting.
Perfect. Well, you got what, ins and outs next?
No, real quick, I was gonna say what we've watched recently. Is there anything you're watching recently? Anything you're like in the middle of, or anything you finished recently?
Nothing finished recently. We did start Pluribus, so there's that.
Ooh, that's exciting. It's a good one.
A couple of episodes in, and it's intriguing. There's a lot of questions, and
yeah,
I had no idea what the show was about going into it. So yeah,
it's a good one. A lot of intrigue there. I know it's getting its second season. Let's just say that. But yeah, I'm excited for you to watch that. I finished Euphoria season 3, which is kind of it's getting ripped in pieces. I don't know if you've seen any of that online, but it is getting destroyed online. And it's almost like Sam Levinson's kink experiment. He's the creator, and it's like he's working out all of his kinks on the screen, and it's weird at best. There's a lot of gross shit, and literally sometimes character assassination, missing characters. They just never came back for 3. It went from like high school drama to like a Narcos Western plot. Sydney Sweeney is just her boobs in this one. They leaned into that on a way I can't even explain without spoiling it. Let's just say Godzilla levels of boobs in this. And then it has like, it kind of shifted into like a weird Christian Bible, Texas Bible Belt, like white bread arc Americana thing. And it's so bizarre. No one has any idea what's going on, but that was that. We did watch, did we talk about this in the last one? We watched Mandalorian.
We have not talked about it, but we have
just general thoughts.
Seen it.
Yes, we have both seen it.
It was all right.
I think that's it. I think that sums it all up. It should have just been another season of the TV show.
100%.
Yeah. I rent it, guys. Disney Plus that shit. But anyway, yes, that's it for what we've watched in a nutshell. What are the ins? We would be remiss not to do our major in this month, and that it is Pride Month. We are in June. We are in the thick of it. And I'll just kind of, real quickly, I'll just say the kind of definition of Pride Month, and then some things you can do to celebrate it. So this is what's going to be in. So according to the Library of Congress, which somehow still exists under this administration, the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer LGBTQ Pride Month is currently celebrated each year in the month of June to honor the 1969 Stonewall Uprising in Manhattan. The Stonewall Uprising was a tipping point for the gay liberation movement in the United States. In the U.S., the last Sunday in June was initially celebrated as Gay Pride Day, but the actual day was flexible. In major cities across the nation, the quote-unquote day, I don't know why that's in quotes, wait, maybe because now it's a month? I'm reading ahead. Soon grew to encompass a month-long series of events. Today, celebrations include pride parades, picnics, parties, workshops, symposia, and concerts, and Pride Month events that attract millions of participants around the world. There's memorials that are held during this month for members of the community that have been lost to hate crimes or HIV/AIDS. The purpose of the commemorative month is to recognize the impact that lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender individuals have had on history locally, nationally, and internationally. So what impact they've had across that. And when I was looking up kind of like, what are some like ways to celebrate? It sends you to the Trevor Project, basically like an advocacy group to help people in the LGBTQIA plus communities to find resources if they're in crisis or in trouble. And there's a really brilliant feature on this website. When you go to the homepage, a pop-up shows up, and it's not to like sign up for our newsletter or something. It pops up and it says, if you need to, you can hit escape 3 times and it will leave that page. It'll go to google.com. Because like if you're trying to come out or scared and if your family comes in, you can hit escape 3 times and it rips you away from that website so they don't catch you on there. And I was like, that's so fucking brilliant.
I have it pulled up and I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So do it. Hit escape 3 times. I think it should.
Let me go into it a bit more.
Yeah.
That way it's not just like I was at the beginning. All right, we're going here. Okay. We're here for you. Yep. Right back to Google.
Yep. So you're just like, doop, gone. I think that's such a smart idea.
Yeah.
And it works. We tested it live for you. This is what we do. We're live testing how stuff works. But other than like brilliant website feature, they suggest like playlists. If you go to Spotify or whatever, there's going to be playlists from artists in the community as well as movies. There's so many. Watch them. Have groups over. Talk about them. There's so many. In the future, we're going to do Little Miss Sunshine. This is a teaser for way future. I guess not probably not way future, but later this year. And, but that one I would have put in there into this month had we planned it that way, because there is a very serious plot line, and there's with Steve Carell about this. But yeah.
Or go back to our old episode of The Birdcage.
Honestly, you're not wrong. That was one of our. I really like that episode. But yeah, it's a great movie. It's so fun, dude. But yeah. Do that, and then so that's what's in. Out is just people that let me just, Nate, hold on while I step on my soapbox here, okay? This is not unlike me. What out is people that think someone being gay somewhere or someone transgender existing somehow actually affects their life or will harm them or make them gay or whatever the fuck. Because guess what? Gay sex is happening right now, and you're still just you, and you'll continue being you. Guess what? A transgender person is living their life, and you're just fine. Right now, you're still going to do whatever you were going to do today. You're going to go eat what you want. Like, nothing literally changes when this is happening in the world. So just shut the fuck up and let people live.
Yep. Okay? It's absolutely ridiculous that people think it affects their life.
Yeah. It's insecurity and projection. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, Pride Month. And now onto it's a sharp turn over to the movie review. And as Nate said, it is 2012's Chronicle. So this was a Nate pick. Nate, you want to kind of set this up? Like, why did you pick it and your history with this movie?
So this is more of a, it's been a while since I've watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to it. That's the only reason. There wasn't really anything of like, I remember enjoying it when it came out. Like, yeah, it was a good movie at that time.
Yeah.
Do I still enjoy it? There's some things that's like a little here and there, but it's still an enjoyable watch.
Thank God. Because it's not a bad movie, but it is a product of some weird experiment. Yep. That's not even a play on the inside of the movie, but it's got its faults. So I was curious, like, how nostalgic you were for it, or if something you go back to. So sounds like does it live up to the nostalgia you had, or is it just kind of like it exists now?
It exists. I don't think I really had a nostalgia for it. Like I said, it was just something I wanted to go back revisit and watch and see. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had seen bits and pieces over the years. I've never seen it from start to finish. So yeah, just a few days ago, I finally saw it all the way through. And I remember most of kind of like those iconic scenes. They were getting played at the time, right? And people talking about them. The trailer gives away a lot of this stuff too. But yeah, let's get into it. Yeah. Do you want to go over all the facts for our listeners?
Yeah, so we'll just start off the synopsis real quick. So 3 high school friends gain superpowers after making an incredible discovery underground. Soon they find their lives spinning out of control and their bond tested as they embrace their darker sides.
One embraces their darker sides, by the way.
Yeah.
Synopsis.
Yeah. Directed by Josh Trank. No, nothing? He hasn't done anything?
No.
Oh, that's right. He got the Fan 4 Stick movie. That's right.
And as I put, he tranked his career, man. He's done like one other movie since this movie.
Yeah, no, he hasn't had. Like, it's one of those things where I should have looked up, like, where is he now? What is he doing? Is he just like a behind-the-scenes guy at all now instead of a director? Or is he checking out people at a grocery store?
Oh, you think he's just like, he's changed careers completely?
Yeah,
I think he's probably retired off of his, they don't make peanuts. Even if he doesn't good, he probably got paid good up ahead, right? But I don't know what he's doing. Again, he only had Capone, and that was in between the last like 10 years. So if you're doing one every 10 years after, because I think Trank had a pretty good career moving up into that, and then
and then it was also written by Josh Trank and Max Landis.
Are you familiar with Max Landis?
I am not.
He's a famous guy for being a piece of shit. But he did do a previous one we did, Mr. Right, which I know is a movie you really like. I really liked it. So we did that one in the earlier seasons. He did Bright, the Will Smith Orcs and stuff one, and American Ultra with Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart, which I really found funny at the time.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's actually, I think, probably my favorite of, if you had to have a Landis favorite, no one has to, guys, but I would say that. But I looked up his stuff, and you need more than 2 hands to count the accusations from multiple women and different things and the names that have been revealed. And there was so this is what you'll like about Josh Trank. In a Twitter post expressing support for Landis' accusers, Chronicle director Josh Trank said that he had banned the writer from the set during filming. That's how bad it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's good that he banned the other writer.
And came to the defense. Yeah.
So, Josh Trank, you may not make great movies, but you got good characteristics, I guess, of banning a writer on set.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who's writing his movies. I guess he kind of co-wrote this one. I'd be curious if he co-wrote Fantastic Four. That would seal the deal on that one. But.
Right. Cast, we have Dane DeHaan, Alex Russell, Michael B. Jordan, Ashley Henshaw, and Michael Kelly.
Papa. Yeah, that's Evil Papa.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Ashley Henshaw, dude, her character is interesting because she's either a random girl or an ex-girlfriend or a current girlfriend. I'm not quite sure what her character fits in besides a plot device to have the camera.
That's all it was. She was a vlogger, and they needed to somehow film Alex's character when he wasn't with the core group. That's all it was. It's
all found footage, right?
Yes.
Quote unquote. Whether it's found, because it's, I don't know, it's all very like, it's like in 1080, like Pete, right? It's all really well done. There's no graininess to these videos, even though it's like considered like an old camera they have at the beginning. But I would say this movie would be 10 times better if they didn't do the found footage angle. I think it crippled them in terms of what they could do, because it doesn't really add to anything. I think it's just the conceits, like the way they had to like figure out how to get video of them on doing everything that they're doing was so ham-fisted. I was like, I can't get over like, what's the camera doing? Who's doing this? Why are they? Why would the? I don't know.
I wonder if it was just a product of the time, because I don't know what was coming out during this time. If it was like the Paranormal Activity and Cloverfield. That kind of stuff, to where it's like, oh, found footage is kind of what's happening, and let's go ahead and put that out. Just like superheroes were starting to boom, so therefore let's mix the two.
Yeah, I definitely could see it probably rode that wave, because I think Blair Witch started that. Everybody started to kind of copy, and you could make a really big budget movie for a very small budget.
Yeah, but I did enjoy some of the aspects with the found footage in this, where it wasn't just always someone holding the camera, to where they were using some of the abilities to control the camera.
Telekinesis. See, I'm moving your mic right now. He like pretended with his hand.
He wants me to not talk. He's moving it away from me.
Oh no! I was pushing it forward. Yes, I turned my little interrogation lamp towards my face. If you could only see it, guys. Nate's brightly lit. I'm in like a dungeon, it looks like. But anyhow, to the plot.
In Seattle, Andrew Detmer is bullied in school and abused by his alcoholic father, and his mother has cancer.
That is the setting the stage. And his mother, disappointingly, wasn't a character in this movie. She was a plot device at best.
Yeah, I think there wasn't really anything with her besides one scene in Andrew, and I think that was the most like interaction they had. Other than that, it was just her bedridden the entire movie.
We get a plot that is very, low stakes in a way, right? And I think the things that trigger all the events would have been way better had they been brought about by cancer taking the mother. Like, that's such a bigger driver than the shit that ends up, spoiler, corrupting our Andrew, right? I just don't understand why they wouldn't have to use that. Because even the dad is roughly one note. He even hits him on camera, like his dad is abusive and always threatening him. But the dad never, again, spoiler, gets no comeuppance. The dude just, nothing ever, he gets beat up a little bit, but not as much, like, not an equivalent to like probably what he's done to Andrew over all these years.
Exactly.
But that's how we set the stage that way.
When you watched the movie, did you watch the director's cut?
I did.
Okay.
I did. That's all I could find.
I looked up. It's only 5 minutes of extra footage that really doesn't do anything at all whatsoever.
Got us again.
We got tranked.
We got tricked. I gotta make money off this. It's simply too good.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So we get a little bit of backstory into Andrew and his dad about how his dad was a firefighter and he lost his job with something on the job where he got injured, so he was getting insurance money from that somehow.
Yep.
And this is also where Andrew starts a video diary, and this is how the found footage is kind of filmed pretty much all through Andrew's view throughout this entire movie.
He's like, I'm just going to record everything from now on. You're like, oh, cool, he's trying to record the abuse. No, he's just recording everything. He just wants to do
everything. Yeah. He goes to school. That's his personality. He's recording.
We would be annoyed as shit if somebody was in school recording all the time.
But that's nowadays, right? That's how it is. Everyone
they gotta be annoyed.
Fucking camera.
I guess if everybody has the camera, no one's unique. But if you only one has it, then you're like, dude, get that out of my fucking face. I was actually gonna say, oh, you fucker. I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
It was not. It was not on purpose. So I'm just gonna go forward. I was gonna say the amount of people that have like the meta glasses or glasses with video cameras on them now is just insane.
Yep. It is. They're everywhere. And I was thinking about this. I was like, I wonder if our boy Nathaniel here got his inspiration for taking photos of everything when we were all hanging out, was inspired in some way, inception by Chronicle.
Now the photos and all that's just, it's not like I'm sharing this. It's not like, it's more just a memory thing for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we'd be like, I remember one clearly. We had just eaten dinner and we were walking across the street. And all of a sudden I look over and Nate's just taking a picture of us walking. I was like, what are you doing? What's going on here? So Nate was like he was our Andrew. He was recording his life through that. And I was like, I was trying to pinpoint. I was like, maybe this just inspired him to like chronicle some of his life. I don't know, but I guess not.
Spoiler alert. I'm going to go crazy and lose my shit. And I'm going to show you this photo that was taken a while back. There's that for Todd.
God, where was that? Oh, that's at Utah.
Yep.
And I'm pointing at you? How did I?
Yeah.
How did you get a picture? It's a picture of me pointing at him without even looking at him. Wow. He's still doing it. Call the cops. Call the bus. He's still taking pictures of me. I've just got a million screen caps from your computer of me just on here in different shirts. A time lapse.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to it. So this is also where we get introduced to Matt, his friend, his cousin, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And I would say this actor is one of the flattest persons I've heard or act since Shia LaBeouf in Starts Up. I don't know how he's the main. I think, because I feel like he is the main with Dahan.
So you think the only thing that makes Shia LaBeouf a little bit better is because he was on the waves and the waves aren't flat where...
Yes. Well, the animators got to do the extra work. I'm sure this Russell guy's great and nice, but this performance was so... It's almost like you could tell they were acting, overacting to get the point across. So...
Yeah, well, every time he's on screen, he's always just talking about some philosophy thing. It's never broken down as him as a person. Like, that's his thing. It's like, all right, read this philosophy and explain it a little bit. That's your job.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of kind of one-note characters, so the setting is great, and the visuals are really cool, but then you get, I think it's the acting that really dampens the whole experience, in my opinion. But, Question. So at school, he's recording himself, like we were talking about. Is he intentionally trying to get the cheerleaders on the side?
Yeah, that's a weird, I guess if it's me, let's say I became a vlogger and I put a camera up, someone was like, hey, could you not film us? Then I might just rotate it and have it face a different direction or whatever in that moment. Rather than just like, well, I'm not filming you, and just leave it as is. I just probably apologize, rotate it, and continue on my way. Or just
I think that
have it look straight at you.
Yes.
I don't know.
I think that was the more thing. So he did say, oh, sorry, and then turn it off. But I was like, he had most of it focused on the cheerleaders. And then he goes back and does it again later, which almost is like...
Yeah.
And when he's in his evil arc. So I was like, I think he was intentionally trying to film them. But he also films the drug dealers outside of his home. Like, in what world are you that stupid, bro? No way. You're just narrating, these guys are the bad guys. And it's like, no. I'm not filming. Blatantly hide that shit, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, through the introduction of Matt, this is where he also invites Andrew to a party and is just trying to get him out of a shell and not be so contained within his house.
Yep. Which is where we get introduced to the ex-girlfriend, but they don't ever make that clear what's going on with her. She's kind of like, oh, hi, and he's like, hey. And I was like, at first I thought he was cock-blocking Andrew. I thought Andrew was making a connection because they were both videoing at this party together. And then, Matt steps in, and I was like, I don't know if he knows her, but then I think, obviously it cuts to different parts of the movie, and he's meeting with, and you're like, okay, they're together now, but you don't even see that, and the plot calls them exes, but very confusing. I don't know what Max Landis was on when he added this. I feel like I'm blaming it on him.
Yeah. And then also through this, we get the introduction to Steve Montgomery, and he pretty much... Andrew's outside on his own. Steve comes up and is like, hey, you got to come film this, whatever it is. Doesn't tell him what it is. So they end up going to this random hole in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, and this is the best actor in the movie by far. This is Michael B. Jordan. And the popular guy at school, running for class presidents. And
he plays it well. He really has that upbeat attitude, just excited and... welcoming everyone. He's not really just being an asshole because he's popular. He's just trying to get everyone's perspective and make sure everyone's happy in that moment.
Yep. And he's really good. And I wish he was the lead of this.
Yeah.
To be honest. But
no, it's fair.
Speaking of the hole, it's not a crash site as far as I can tell because it changes direction underneath the ground.
Yeah. I was watching some behind the scenes stuff. Not behind the scenes. This was at some kind of convention. I don't know who it was. Some guy on a panel. He's like, I don't want it to be aliens. That's too stupid. I don't want it to be this or anything like that. What I'm thinking is it's something with organisms that lived millions and millions of years ago on rocks and all that to where, I don't know.
I think it would have been cooler just to make it aliens. Because the way it looks, it's very Power Rangers. Power Rangers, the gyms and Zordon's palace or whatever the fuck it is, right?
Yeah.
It looks so fake with these crystals sticking. I don't know. It's it does not look like something that just grew on the right. It looks like aliens put it there, which I think is a better story. But
it's weird because these are the ones you want explained in the end.
Yeah.
Maybe spoiler for Cloverfield, if you've seen that, where it talks about, the kaiju monster. It's like, where did it come from? The movie ends with them on a Ferris wheel and a meteor crashing down. And it's like, okay, all right, that explains it. It's a very simple thing and it's great. This, you never get any kind of wrap up of it.
No, and you miss the one in Cloverfield. Like, you have to watch it a couple times, like, oh shit, they make it so subtle, but it's clever. And then, I think that's because they wanted to make a sequel. Like, they were already writing this to have a sequel, I think. Like, it's all sequel setup stuff, right? And like, I'm going to find out what this is. Guys, we're jumping to the end here, but you guys should either skip ahead or watch it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you at this point. But when they went down there and they all start fucking with this thing that's glowing, I was like, Andrew Dane DeHaan is the most powerful out of all of them. He never even fucking touches that thing. Steve's like hugging it. Steve's like up. He's like full bodied against it. I thought Steve would be the most powerful just based on exposure. But
I guess it's a matter of also how Matt explained it of, they have telekinesis and it's a muscle that we have to practice. And maybe Andrew was the one that practiced the most because he didn't have a social life really to where that's all he did. That.
Yeah, but you would think I'm curious if Steve, Michael B. Jordan's character, would have been like really good because he'd been at football practice and doing all that stuff, right?
Yeah, but he's not using the power though. In
that's true. He's not trying.
He's too much of a good guy. He's not gonna fix a game. He's gonna play honest.
It's airtight. I can't argue with that, Nate.
All right.
Last thing about the hole, Nate. We got to talk about these giant holes. Is the town knows about it and they just cover it up by dropping dirt on it. There's like never FBI or like coordinate, like just like get out of there. Yeah. And it's just like some towny sheriff. It looks like it's not even.
It's weird too because when they go back to the hole and it's all covered up, it's like a weird swirl pattern. It's not even like, oh yeah, we just filled it with dirt. It was like there was a swirl pattern there. It just like, oh, let's put another mystery on top of this mystery. Yeah, huh? Doesn't that sound great?
Like a crop circle. Like they're like, we gotta, we know some fucks up down there, and we all probably have. If we got close to it, they all have powers too. You're telling me nobody else walked down into there before they put the hole? They covered it.
Yeah, insane. No, it's There's holes. There's holes. Todd's finding the holes.
Holes in the holes. And then we move on. It jumps a few days, and they already have these telekinetic abilities.
Yep.
And that's when they go back and they can't get to the hole, but they're like practicing in the backyard, and they're like they're throwing this ball around and they're bruising each other. And that's where I first started going, what are the fucking rules on this thing? What are the rules to what these guys can take for invulnerability? Yeah. Because they can get hit, they can get bruised, but then they can't even get stabbed with metal. What are the rules?
So that's where it's weird because there's a behind the scenes, I don't know what it was. It was almost like a short video or something like that where it's just the montage of them learning the powers.
Oh, okay.
And when they're explaining the fork thing, they explain it as, oh, you're telekinetically making a barrier around your skin, and that's why you're not taking the hit. But that's never explained in the movie. You just accept whatever the fuck happens.
Well, and if we talk about the climax, that's clearly not the case.
No, yeah.
That's the whole issue.
Yeah. More holes. Todd's finding all the holes again.
Holes on holes on holes.
Todd's our hole expert. If you got a hole, he'll find it.
My phone number is beep, 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 boop, boop, beep, boop, beep, beep, beep.
So this is kind of in the moment where it's just a montage of them figuring out different stuff too.
Yep.
And during this montage, they have kind of an interaction with a bystander where some guy in a vehicle comes up angrily and Steve's just like, oh, just some stupid redneck or whatever. Yeah, probably. Where Andrew kind of loses it. Hey guys, watch this, and just pushes the vehicle off the road into like a lake.
Yeah, you had like the hillbilly truck tailgating them basically. Yeah, and he just it like rips the metal off the front of it, so it's almost like he was pulling the objects to the side. Yeah, and then Andrew proceeds to what? Jump in and help, or does he just film while the other two go in and help?
He films.
He does.
Wow, freaking Steve goes in like the hero he is and tries to save him right away. Matt's like, all right, I'm going to take off my jacket before jumping in. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird because there was a point too where Andrew tried to lift the vehicle up out of the water with his telekinetic abilities.
Yeah. They stop him, right?
They told him to stop. Yeah. Which is weird.
I didn't understand that. Yeah. Why wouldn't you just let him lift it out and bring it onto land?
Yeah, unless somehow in the moment they're like, we're not sure what these powers are capable of, and we don't want you fucking it up more. Let's just do what we know.
Yeah. Or like maybe people will watch us and then the gig is up type thing, because they're all trying to keep this a secret. But I mean, people, I read in here, like, people are seeing unbelievable shit throughout this movie happen, and they just all have to be like, no, I guess that didn't happen. Like, when they move the lady's car in the parking lot, it's a very annoying scene at the end because they're kind of like, hey, yeah, hi, haha, ho, as she's like looking at them. It's like, she's such a, like they said, I don't know how to write this lady to have any dialogue. She'll just look confused. When in real life, she'd be like, you fuckers picked up my car and moved it. Like, that's a thing people can do in the real world, right? If you have enough people. Yeah. But she's just like, what? Oh, and they're like, obviously we did this. And she's just like, oh, whatever. Gosh dang it. I was like, come on, man. Yeah. Give me like a realistic freak out scene on these kids.
Yeah. Because even in that scene, no one hears the tires screeching in a parking lot as it's getting moved across. So that's weird. The only one that's like hidden is when he tries to pull the gum out of the kid's mouth and just smashes him into the stand. I was like, that is clever. That's aggressive. And then they run away because they're like, oh shit. But then they're like, why are we running? They don't know it's us.
That's true. Yeah. How would you prove that I pulled your gum into the back of you, in the front of your mouth and knocked you against a thing? Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty good. It's good to use the logic there, like what would happen if you manipulated something that way.
Yeah, or the teddy bear with the little girl. That was also another scene I enjoyed because I was like, yeah, I enjoyed that part.
Nate, this is Nate's terror arc. he's taking notes through this movie. He's not taking notes to talk about the movie. He's taking notes about what to do in the movie.
Yeah. If I ever get telekinetic abilities, yeah, exactly. Later on, they figured with their telekinetic abilities, they can fly.
That's the coolest part. Yeah. It's the coolest scenes in the movie is when they're flying in the clouds. The sky work is really well done, in my opinion.
Yep. It makes sense, too, of like, oh, if we can telekinetically move things, why can't we just move our bodies to fly?
Yep. And this is also where Andrew, they have to find another way to make sure that Andrew's not just holding the camera the whole time. She can see him in scenes. So now Andrew uses, Dane DeHaan is using the camera to float behind him without thinking about it. It's just always recording him now. Yeah. So that's a point where it's clever.
Yeah. They're in the sky just throwing a football around. Shit, where you're like, yeah, that'd be fun. If I could do that, I would do that.
Yeah. It's to see like the big clouds and just kind of going through them. It's like, those are always the coolest scenes. And back in even 80s movies, or like, hell, we were talking about Neverending Story, Falcor going through clouds. Like, I just love those scenes of just being up there and free. Like, that's the whole freedom thing. And then, a plane of all things goes through and takes out Steve. His first of two things being hit in the sky. Steve can't catch a break in the middle of the sky.
No. Andrew saves Steve from falling and hitting the ground, but also in the process saves the camera.
Yeah. Yep. He made sure to make sure to
he's attached and kind of a freak about that.
Yep. He saves Steve, and that's really cool. And this is where they really bond. Like, oh my gosh, Dane DeHaan's character is really cool. I will say, for as good as the sky scenes are, the wire work is kind of atrocious. Yeah. You always can tell they're being held up by like the top of their spine. And they're like kind of awkwardly trying to act like they're floating by moving their legs a little bit. It's like, it's so bad. If they made it today, at least it would be seamless. But they might rely on more CGI, which would have been a problem. But I think harnesses have gotten better to where they look like they're floating without looking like they're just being hung from like a stage play at high school. So.
Yeah. Hit the piñata. Let's go.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. And this is where, like you're saying, Steve and Andrew connect a little bit more. And Steve is trying to help Andrew get out of his comfort zone by joining the talent show.
Yeah, because he gets bullied. He's the classic, I'm getting bullied even before all the filming stuff. So he's just a punching bag for family and classmates.
Yeah. So how do you impress people at a talent show? Well, you have telekinesis. Do a magic show.
Exactly. And you do it while holding Red Bull multiple times. You make sure to whip out that Red Bull on stage.
Yeah.
I love that little product placement of like, Steve's just like cracking a Red Bull. I'm going to stand there and talk to him. I was like, okay, yeah. I get what you're doing in your movie.
But once again, this is where Steve, being the good guy that he is, he's like, let me be the butt of the joke during this entire thing. Yep. Where I look like the fool, Andrew looks like the magician that he is in this moment.
Yeah, and he does like some wire walking work, which I thought he would do something more crazy, because he did it where it was just subtly believable enough to be like, what are they pulling off with mirrors and things? So I was surprised they didn't just... The cards going back into his hand is the hardest one to talk out of, but it's still like, you could be like, well, maybe he's got some sort of like strings or whatever. You could work your logic as people in the audience to say that wasn't really him doing anything. In case I thought he might just step off the wire and float, and he'd be like, oh shit. Like, that's even harder, but magicians have pulled off things better. So, I mean, it was a nice little thing, but Nate, if a magician came to your school, would you treat him like a goddamn golden god at your next party? Like, he was the coolest dude in the whole world, this magician.
Now, when you say a magician comes to my school, are you talking like a 40-year-old magician comes to school and then he goes to the party? I might be weirded out by that.
No, what if anybody...
a school kid...
But if a school kid did that exact same tricks at your school, would you be like, "Whoa, get this guy a beer. He's the best dude." You'd be like, "Oh, cool. I liked your skit." Like I don't know if you become
I'm sucking legendary. That guy's dick, okay?
Spoiler alert. Mom, turn off the pod. Nate's doing it this time.
I think that's also a bad part on Steve. So yes, they go to a party. And this is where Andrew's just praised for doing this incredible magic trick where he drinks a bunch. Steve and Matt should be like, hey, you got to pace yourself. Let's slow down. You probably never drank before, because that's always everyone's like first mistake, first time drinking when you're younger, is you don't know how to pace yourself. You put some back and you're like, yeah, I don't feel anything, but then it hits you later.
Yeah. Then he has no tolerance. And so this is the most embarrassing, as Nate alluded to slightly. So Dane DeHaan's about to get... this random redhead chick is just like smitten with him. She loves magic, apparently. And she's like, let me show you a magic trick. I'm going to make your cock disappear. And then, Mom, turn off the pod still.
Does she say that?
No. But it turns out when they go into the room, because she storms out, and they're like, what happened? And he basically vomited all over himself and her as she was about to do that act. And I'm not saying it's like completely unreasonable, but this is what puts him into the dark side. It wasn't his dad that's abusive. It wasn't all the bullying. It wasn't the mom with cancer. It wasn't like alien influence or all the power he's getting. It was that he was getting a blowjob and he vomited on her. That's what threw him over into the I'm going to murder people territory.
Yep. Well, it's weird because after that happens, the next day at school, he gets, kind of shit on. And he rips, like, a kid's tooth out.
Oh, yeah.
From across the room. And no one's questioning, how the fuck did that happen?
Yep.
It's just, it's just another day for him. It's fine. That's it.
Exactly.
There's nothing else about it.
And then he's counting the teeth in a toilet and a stall. Like, he's gone full Hannibal Lecter immediately.
Well, yeah, because he's like, oh, yeah, see, this one was clean because I got it from the root, actually, to where this one, I just imagined pulling it out so it broke off at the root. And so he's very, just filming himself and, it's just insane.
Yeah, he turns crazy so fast and drastically. But I did like the little lore building, I'll call it, of, how they used the power, where he, had to picture a lasso to grab the teeth. But because he grabbed one of them from the root, he was able to pull it clean. But the other two, he basically grabbed the lasso midway through the teeth and snapped him in half. And it was like, okay, so you're kind of picturing how that feels for them to send something out and grab. I imagine when they're floating in the sky, it's almost like picturing a big rope hanging and pulling them up, which, I'll give them credit. Maybe they're picturing themselves being lifted up by the top of their spines, and this is why they look like that. Maybe it all makes sense in the movie. And I mean, basically, we'll kind of skip through some of this stuff. It's just kind of it kind of moves the story along where he confronts his dad. They have a scuffle in the basement. He he like the dad thinks he's squandering all this money. Like, how'd you get the camera? The dad calls him out on some weird bullshit. Like, how do you get into school? And you're like,
yeah,
no one's questioning that, dude. He's going to school, whatever. But anywho, he goes. This is where Dane DeHaan goes up into the storm, and everybody else can kind of feel each other. They get nosebleeds if somebody's doing something intense, and I'm like, okay. Well, it's like, so if this was an alien thing, then I guess everybody that's ever come in contact with this would also always get a nosebleed if somebody was like upset. That's a shitty power to have, I'll tell you that much. But Nate, this is where we get our first real big issue in the movie, and we get narratively, I should say, not like our issue with the movie. Although you're losing a key component of this movie in this moment.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan.
Yep, that's it. Got it. I mean, he's out of the movie because he's yelling at Dane DeHaan's yelling at him, and Steve's just trying to be like, dude, it's all good, we're still friends. And Dane DeHaan's like, no, blah, 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 no way, no way. And then he strikes him with lightning, I guess?
Yeah, see, I'm still trying to figure that out, because he gets struck by lightning, dies, and then Matt says, oh, there was no recorded lightning strikes.
Yeah, which I don't know if that's a thing you can find out, but there would be one. Whatever picks up lightning would have picked up one strike.
Yeah, so not sure how that worked. The telekinetic abilities, like, they make sense of a lot of things. This one, not so much.
Yeah, you can't just you can't pull lightning out of the sky, and to hit him no less. And then that's where I was like, the rules don't make any sense. How did the lightning kill him? They survive all this other stuff, but they needed the movie. They needed stakes.
Yeah. Maybe somehow he telekinetically on a atom level got the clouds to interact, and however lightning happens, he did that, and he's just that powerful. I don't know.
He's so smart. It's the Lego setup. When he's making the Legos like go together, he knew how to bring lightning into the sky, and he's playing God. But
okay, so we went from Legos to lightning. I like it. Let's go.
There we go. And the most embarrassing thing of this movie is Dane DeHaan filming the funeral.
Yeah.
Just recording. And I mean, Matt does call him out like, this is what we're doing now? What are you doing, man? But filming the goddamn funeral. This is where they have like their beef, because Matt somehow knows that Dane had something to do with this.
Yeah.
Dane DeHaan. I'm interchanging their names, but yeah. There's a lot of assumptions in this movie.
Yeah. This is where Andrew kind of gets a little crazy and just films himself more, talking about apex predators, and like he splits a spider apart and all that. It's just, he's just going full psycho at this point. Yeah,
psychos always start with animals, right? Like that's the telltale sign in like the real world. Yeah, and he breaks it apart, and you're like, oh, poor spider was just chilling. But yeah, the apex predator stuff was so cheesy as he's getting this like weird power trip. But Nate came into this recording, and his name is Apex Predator. So, guys, it's not a joke. He's turning into Dane DeHaan's crazy character.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of weird because, he's explaining it, the Apex Predator, and there's a point where he's just sitting down and he's crumpling a car with his hand.
That was in the trailer.
And it's just so weird of like, you're filming yourself doing this. It's just, I guess,
it's cheesy.
He's gone full psycho.
Yeah, I got secondhand embarrassment from it. Like, you're just like, oh, quit. This isn't cool. Because they tried to make that scene of like, this is going to look badass. And then in practice, you're all, that's embarrassing, dude.
Yeah.
But
yeah, then there's a point. Yeah, Matt and Andrew get in a fight. They kind of go their separate ways during that point. Yeah. And this is where Andrew tries to gather money to get meds for his mom because they don't have enough money for that. And this is where it just sucks because his mom has become a lamp. Just like we've talked about in comics, where it's a female character and it's like that could have just been a lamp. There's nothing to her besides
she was the MacGuffin.
Someone needed to turn on the light for the lamp, and that's it.
Yeah, and she's just the catalyst for him to go do stuff, which leads to an actual accident. He takes the shotgun out of the gas station manager's hands or whatever, and he throws it. He tries to get rid of the threat, but then he goes off, hits the propane tank or whatever, kills the guy. They're both on fire, which doesn't affect Andrew at all. Again, the rules of their survival rates are. But I know he was wearing the dad's fire outfit. I do know that.
Yeah, it does affect him because he is in bandages and everything like that. So.
Oh, you're right. I was picturing the mother. No, that's a false criticism on my part. I am man enough to say Nate just apex predator the shit out of me on that, all right? I will cower and I'll say, yes, you were right, sir. You did it. He did get injured, but he was also wearing the dad's firefighter outfit, which he thinks is a clever disguise. Motherfucker, he puts on the helmet that is plastic. It's clear. His face is just clear.
Well, yeah, because he goes up to the drug dealers first.
Yeah.
And they're like, Andrew, that's you?
Yeah.
What the fuck you doing, man?
Why wear the fucking mask, you idiot?
Yeah.
And I don't know if he kills those drug dealers because they're like, there's blood splattered by their head on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did he kill them? Because then I feel like he just would have killed the gas station employee or manager or whatever, but he didn't. So I don't know. I think maybe he just critically wounded them. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah. But then, like you said, they're at the hospital and Dane DeHaan is all wrapped in the gauze and stuff. And the conceit is they're like, we have to keep the camera on for our investigation. I was like, okay, movie. Okay, sure.
Yeah. I feel like it would have been better had they just... It's a found footage film, so you could easily go from the camera view of the hospital, because there's cameras in the hospital and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then the way you turn it into that scene is Andrew's character just slowly coming into it where he telekinetically turns on the camera. I feel like that's an easy way around it. That way it's not just, hey, we have this camera, keep it on. Evidence, yeah.
When you're talking to him, we need to know about him laying here comatose.
Yeah. So his dad is getting angry at him. He comes out of his little coma and starts beating up his dad.
Well, because the dad admits that
happens.
The mom dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is where he really freaks out and just loses his shit on his dad finally.
Yep, because the dad's blaming him, even though, the dad's the one that squandered the money. Like, obviously, it wasn't the kid's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he does snap. And that is like, to your point, they show the hospital camera footage, and it is a real cool scene where he, like, blows the shit out the side of the hospital, and so that entire floor is, like, gone out the window, and it's all the smoke and stuff. That is a cool, like, boom moment.
Yeah. And this is where Matt gets a bloody nose and realizes something's wrong with Andrew.
And luckily, the girlfriend is filming all of this. No matter how much mortal, supernatural danger she's about to be in, she doesn't stop holding that camera out the front window of this car. But this is where the world effectively knows about their powers, because it's you can't hide it. Andrew is floating around outside of the hospital with his dad in the smoke and stuff. And Matt and the girlfriend are driving in the Volkswagen Bug, or the Beetle, so. But then he pulls him, like, up onto the... Because this, by the way, spoiler, this is all in Seattle. Or did we already say that in the intro? I don't know. It's been so long. But they take him up to the Space Needle, the car, everything up there, and they set it on, like, the side, and it's falling. The car's, like, on its back, falling off, and she's just recording out the window still. And I'm like, ma'am, stop recording. Your vlog's not going to matter if you're dead.
Yeah. But before this all happened, Andrew, when he blew out the side of the hospital, he threw his dad out the hospital. And Matt had to come in and save his dad from falling. So this is where the big argument now becomes between Matt and Andrew of, why did you save him? Why did you save my dad? He's a piece of shit that doesn't deserve to live.
Yeah, we buried the lead. So that, it wasn't that Matt was like, I'm just going to fight you because you were in the hospital. He was like, oh, you saved my dad and I hate him. But then this is where Dane DeHaan's basically like, well, now I'll kill you too. He's kind of lost all of his humanity and friendship. Like, he doesn't care about Matt anymore. So now they're just wrecking havoc across the city. They're being thrown through buildings, and it's like a Superman and Zod fight. They're just being slammed through stuff. Again, what are the rules? You're telling me if I send you through a goddamn window or a billboard, you're just like, shaking it off because you got these powers, but the lightning got you?
Yeah. Apex Predator, bitch. Let's go.
Oh, I can't argue with it. But this legitimately has a cool, in my opinion, always asterisks, in my opinion, has a cool finale where they're surrounded by cops and they're just like, stay still. It's like, this guy is superpowered. You know it. The helicopter knows it. And that's right. He even threw a helicopter out of the sky. He's killed people on a mass scale. And they're just like, don't move. And it's like, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, he stopped all the bullets that the cops were shooting at him. Very Matrix, Neo, and all that. And while they're sitting there, Andrew's on the ground telling him to stop and not kill them, to where there's like a luckily just good place statue right behind with a spear.
Yep.
And he just uses that spear to impale Andrew.
Yeah, and I think it's jarringly a good death because it's happened so fast. There's no fanfare to it. It's just like he pulls it. You see him like reach, because they always have to like manifest it with like their hands. They almost have to like look like they're grabbing it. It's not just in their minds. But like he like rips his hand down and the spear just quickly, boom, just skewers him and he's just hanging there and like, oh, that's cool because it was just boom, sudden, snap of the fingers, done.
Yeah.
And it's not like he like struggled and had to die. He was just their insides, I think, is the key. Their insides are not bulletproof or whatever. This isn't like Invincible rules where they regrow. If you get to the inside, like a lightning bolt potentially would probably fry your entire brain and your inside. So maybe the skin's protected, even though they bruise. But maybe the insides are susceptible to being just like, regular human stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, that kind of somewhat ends the movie, and the very ending is more Matt taking the camera to Tibet because while they were in the library, the three of them were talking about what they want to do, and they're like, oh, let's fly around the world. And Andrew was like, oh, I want to go to Tibet. I want to see the monks. It seems like they got it figured out, And he takes the camera, leaves it in Tibet, and that's that.
Yeah, he's like, I brought you here, you made it. And I was like, fuck you, Matt. What about Steve? Fuck!
Yeah.
Dane DeHaan is a mass murderer that tried to kill you and your girlfriend. What are you doing? Why would you honor his... What are you taking him to Tibet for, you little bitch? To go to wherever Steve wanted to go. Matt, you are...
Yeah.
I hate you, Matt. You are the real villain to me, Matt. I fucking hate you.
I guess it's a matter of they were family. They've been... I don't know what their connection was really before all of this. Like, it was still a little distant, but I don't know how it was when they were younger, if they were actually really connected. And then got distance when they grew older, but then came back together with this. Either way, not a whole lot of story with this. It's very much point A to point B.
Yep.
No depth with a lot of the characters.
Yeah, but I mean, that's Chronicle. It is a flashy movie, and I think it was great for its time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. It's a good way to do different found footage instead of just like the horror genre. It's superhero-esque, but still a little bit of that horror.
Yeah, because you really don't get found footage for non-horror stuff. It's very rare that you see it that way. But you want some fun facts?
Let's hear them.
The film grossed $127 million against a budget of $15. So we know how found footage movies go. They make way more than they cost.
Yep.
The director, Josh Trank, made Dane DeHaan, Michael B. Jordan, and Alex Russell all live in a house together for 15 days in order to create a genuine bond between the three actors. Whether that worked or not, you tell me.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's an interesting one because 15 days is not a whole lot of time, but at the same time, enough time to either get on someone's nerves towards the end. It's Yeah, it could be good and bad to do that kind of move. These aren't like professional older actors that know it. The pink-haired lady, played by Anna Wood, who got puked on, is Dane DeHaan's real girlfriend. Or was in there and now is his wife. Okay.
So, yeah. Nice. So, you know what? He did get the real one after all. All due respect, ma'am. Love?
Yeah.
And lastly, the screenplay for the film was featured in the 2010 Blacklist, which under the most liked unmade scripts of the year. And I don't know if you know what the Blacklist is. I've submitted many years ago, I submitted to the Blacklist and stuff like that. That's where it's a platform that showcases like scripts that don't ever like you, because to get scripts in front of the right people is so goddamn hard, and there's so many people in the way, and like production houses will send them right back, not accept the things, whatever. And so people will put them on there for people to read, and then they say vetted readers. So I think it's just almost like SAG stuff, like people that are in industry get to read them and vote on them, and some get made in the movie, some don't, and that's when you're like, oh, this been on the best of Blacklist for 20 years, right? And now we're finally making it, so it's like, oh, everybody's been waiting for this. But, it's whether they get the funding or not. So that's just a little behind the scenes on the Blacklist.
I mean, I'll pull out a loan for $15 million to make 127. Yeah, let's do it.
Right? Yeah, I'll figure that out. I'll sell myself to get that made. I don't give a shit what's going on. Yeah. Don't do that. All of our young listeners that we definitely probably have, all right? Gen Z loves us. Don't do that. Well, Nate, as I mentioned up top, next episode we will do the themes we found from this. What do you got for me?
I found footage.
Perfect. I found mind control / telekinesis, but mostly telekinesis.
It's fair. It's fair.
Ripped straight from the movie. So,
well, with that, what do you recommend in the meantime, Todd?
In the meantime, since this is Pride Month, do some gaming. I put up a little quick list of video games starring non-straight white male protagonists, which is 99% of the market. So if you need that, you incels, you've got it. But some ones that are notable, like right off the top of my head, were Hades 1 and Hades 2. And in Hades, like, the lead is bi, and there's a gay couple you help bring together. Control is a not really LGBTQ, but it is a female lead. Baldur's Gate 3. So many opportunities. Everybody, like, I think there's transgender characters. Everybody can sleep with it. You can romance all these people. It's great. The Last of Us 1 and 2. Very clearly, the subplot, the main thrust in there is sexuality and her and Elle, kind of figuring it out. And then, did I say Ellie? Is it L? It's Ellie, right? Not L?
Ellie, yeah.
Yeah, Ellie. Okay, I just want to make sure. Gotta get it right. And then Stardew Valley, which I've played. It's like a farming simulator, almost like a town thing. But you can marry same sex. Every character that's dateable, you can date in any combination you want. And then honorable mention, and this isn't gonna come out for a while, but God of War Laufey was announced, and it looks brilliant. It looks so fucking good. It is the sequel to God of War Ragnarok, kind of a prequel, but it's gonna star Deborah Ann Wall, who's from Daredevil. She's great. She's a great DM for Dungeons & Dragons, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Playing the wife of Kratos, Faye, a.k.a. Laufey. And already the incels are popping off, being like, how dare, and just some of them are even calling her ugly, and why would we play this 40-year-old woman, and why do we have to play as a lady? And you're like, dude, you little shits. And I think a lot of it's rage bait, but still, the people that are taking that to heart are just idiots.
It's insane. I watched the game footage as well for it, and it looks phenomenal.
Yep.
And people are just like, oh, God of War doesn't have Kratos in it. I don't want to play. That's my God of War. And it's like, no, this is within the God of War universe. I'm sorry. Resident Evil. Do you play as the same characters throughout the entire series? No. Red Dead Redemption. I'm pretty sure you don't play as the same character in 1 and 2.
Nope, you don't. Well, and
somebody
made that Tsushima and Yokai, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't play as the same characters. It's just within the same universe. It just doesn't make any sense.
No, their logic doesn't hold up, and I think the shtick is old. The whole women and like shut up. These are just guys that want to either get attention or really are just insecure. But like I to your list, I saw somebody make a list and like, dude, Donkey Kong Country. Pretty sure the second one didn't even have Donkey Kong in it, or the third one. Donkey Kong wasn't even in those. The Legend of Zelda, spoiler alert, the lead is not played. Zelda is never played as. Only recently did we get a game of Zelda being the lead. What, 30 years after its inception, we always play as Link. Like, these titles don't mean anything. They're just property. So even if you want to go semantically off the title, it's not a good excuse. You just play the fucking game and enjoy it. People go out and play this to squash the incels. Get those numbers up.
Yeah. I'm sure it's going to do great because I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it looks sick.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to recommend kind of a slew of people here. It's just artists.
Ooh. Oh, nice. Okay.
So just through the sketch tools we went to and some of the other artists, go out there and support some of the artists that are out there. So we had Travis Mercer, Travis Himmel, Jacob Salcedo, Ednid Balam, Sean Crystal, Eric Conti, Daniel Gover, Mog Park. Like, these are all just artists. There's so many more, but honestly, just go out there and support an artist. Check out their art, buy a print, whatever it is. Anything to fuck AI art.
Love it. That's great. Yeah, support your local artists. And FanExpo is a great way to do that. Or your local comic book shops when they have events. So,
yeah.
Nate, with that, do you want to take a guess at Todd's hidden movie?
Oh shit, that's right. Oh my god.
I had to write it down in mine.
My piece of paper. Todd, you keep talking a second real quick.
Yeah, guys, you know I hate talking, so this is awkward. Oh no, whatever shall I do? No, oh, he's back. I didn't have to do much waxing over here.
The paper wasn't far. Okay, so to recap, I first guessed animated, and then Big Trouble in Little China, before 2000, Men in Black. Oh, gosh. Lead actor, a female?
No.
Okay.
It's good. You're good at 20 questions.
You haven't seen this, right? That's what it was?
Right. I haven't not seen this one, and you would think I should have for sure. This
is where it's hard. I wasn't fully prepped for it.
I had a feeling that's why I kept track on my screen.
You know, I know you've seen this, so it's not going to be, it's just more of a guess. Just because I don't have anything on hand ready. Mm-hmm. Mission Impossible, clearly not that, though.
Nate, the game is over.
What?
It's Mission Impossible 1. I've never seen it.
What?
You got it this early? Guys, this is... Nate's a genius. He's an apex predator. The game is over.
Is it really?
Third episode.
What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. It was going to surprise you. I've seen 2 through 9 or whatever.
I took that shot in the dark because I was like, oh, you've definitely seen this, and I don't have anything ready, but it's Mission Impossible.
That's why I figured you would never get to it, because you had oh my god. We had already forgot to do this segment, so I'm kind of glad it's over already, but my god, good guess.
Well, shit. All right, cool. There's that. I'll just set that to the side.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't have another surprising one for you. I watch other shit. But I knew, like, the first one of a series we've seen in the theater for most of all the last ones.
How have you not seen Mission Impossible?
I don't know. I started with number 2 in the theater and just never went back. So I knew the iconic knife drop scene. I knew the last one, spoiler, references a lot of number 1. So I'd be like, I know this from trailers and skits and stuff. Like, I know that generally what this is from.
Wow.
So it was a good reveal.
Yeah, no, I am genuinely surprised by this.
I told you. It's wild.
What the fact that, like, I don't get it. All right, well, we did it. 3 questions is all it took, and
Jesus,
a shot in the dark.
Because you thought it was so stupid so it worked perfectly. And in fact, this skit worked. Not skit, but this test worked.
Yeah. Well, shit.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, we've seen all of them since Ghost Protocol in the theater. It's always been a mission to see those in theaters release day.
I'm glad I could blow your mind.
Oh, fuck. Okay. All right. Well, we did it. That's that. Todd, how can they get a hold of us, and how can they, help us out? Whatever. Go for it.
You can find us on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. You can rate us, review us on whatever you're listening to on. You can, Nate always says you can email us, but we also want to do ship in the bottle and carrier pigeon stuff. But otherwise, tell your friends, tell your family, tell those you hate, and tell those you love. And I usually do it the other way around, but I'm not going to go back and re-record that. So that's what it is, guys. So yeah.
Yeah.
Until next time. What, you got anything for us besides your genuine awe at that?
It's the quick little blurb when they're moving the car out. Tell her we're Mormon.
There you go. That was good. All right. Yeah. It's as always, it's fucking Candyland. We'll see you next time.
Bye.